All right. Welcome to another one-shot review brought to you by the students of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm Mikey, and joining me are my panelists, Kaylah and Christian. And today, for the long-awaited review that was supposed to happen 2 weeks ago, but didn't actually happen because we had shit to do, we're talking about the Mortal Kombat movie, the Mortal Kombat reboot from Warner Brothers, and premiered in theaters and on HBO Max. So, yeah, thank you guys for having me, for being here. And we'll get right into it. So we're obviously fans, because I asked you all to be on this because we're obviously fans. Like, I love the Mortal Kombat franchise. We all love the Mortal Kombat franchise. So to start off, we'll start with Kaylah because ladies first. Who's your favorite Mortal Kombat characters? Just to start off.
I really like my girl Melina, which we all know. Sonya. Noob Saibot, which don't respect my choice of Noob Saibot, but Noob Saibot.
I like Noob Saibot.
I think those would be my top three.
Okay. I mean, Noob Saibot, huh? Okay. Well, what's up, Christian? You wanna?
All right.
Yours.
Number 3 would have to be somewhat of a guilty pleasure, but Freddy Krueger in the games, but Mortal Kombat in general.
Okay.
I kind of like Shao Kahn.
Ooh, okay.
He's like a one of a kind of character.
That's true.
He's a dumbass too, but second would be Noob Saibot.
Okay.
Noob Saibot / Smoke, because they're kind of
the same.
Noob Saibot's cool, bro.
I mean, no.
You cannot tell me the character is cool.
I just have. I just get sick to my stomach because I hate
fighting
against Noob Saibot.
I just beat you with Noob Saibot.
Wait. So, do you not like any of her characters because she kicks your ass as those characters?
No,
yes, that's exactly what happened.
My ass with these characters. Just in previous games when I played against these characters, I always get rocked and I hate it. So,
but no, like those two characters, combos out the ass. They're cool. They're interesting people. Mm-hmm. And then number 1 would have to be Sub-Zero. I'm all day Sub-Zero fan.
All right, fair enough. No, Sub-Zero's dope. I mean, I'm not like the biggest Sub-Zero fan, but I respect Sub-Zero because
Scorpion.
I do like Scorpion, but like,
sure are you? Huh?
Yeah, no. Listen, sure are you all day. I mean, we got wiped out, but like we can't in the end.
Who's your top 3 then, Mikey?
Well, my number 1, obviously, I'll like everyone knows this. Everyone knows like when I play Mortal Kombat, Johnny Cage is the best fucking character. He's the right balance of this badassery and just comedy, and I love it. Okay, and plus he's just fun to play. I love Johnny Cage. And then
I can agree with that.
I will say my second favorite's probably Kenshi. I love Kenshi.
Okay.
I was upset when he wasn't in the latest game because when they brought him back in X, I lost my mind because I last time because in 9 I thought it was fantastic. So like I was mad he didn't return, but maybe hopefully the next MK game will come back. But
maybe it's DLC.
Maybe it was DLC. We don't know. And then I'll say, my third pick. Geez, I would probably have to say. Probably Liu Kang. I like Liu Kang a lot. Liu Kang's pretty cool. I'm like iffy between like Liu Kang and like Takeda. Like I like playing as with the Shirai Ryu variant of Takeda, not everything else. But like yeah, I like Takeda. I like Liu Kang. I like most MK.
Every character except the characters I like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm just kidding. I mean, honorable mentions, I'll say like Cassie Cage is dope. I'm trying like
all the female characters are dope.
Yeah, no, most of the female characters in Mortal Kombat are sick. Except
for Devora. Devora sucks.
Are you sure? I mean, I haven't played Devora.
Tanya had some combos. I'm gonna say Tanya had a lot of combos, man.
But I mostly don't like Devora because she killed my girl.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, I'm trying to think.
Melina. Oh, Oh, I hate Molinas so much, man. All they do is fucking teleport and grapple me, man.
That's what fucking Noob Saibot does.
No. See, but this is different. Okay, when it's a Molina player, they're like vicious. They hate you. When it's a Noob Saibot, like
Molina's vicious.
Exactly.
I mean, but like for most part, like most of the characters, like I think it's like I'll say like least favorite like Jax. I'm not really a Jax guy just because I'm not really into like grapple, just like brawler grapple type character.
Yeah,
like he looks dope and I like the way he looks, but like just Jax, like I never really got into Jax.
Is that your playstyle? Yeah,
it's not my playstyle. No. Okay, well, I'll say this, okay, just so before we move on to the actual film. But favorite guest character? I know you said Freddy Krueger was yours, Chris, but yes. Kaylah, do you have a favorite guest character? From like DLC, anything?
No, I did like when they brought back Rain, but he's not a guest character.
Yeah, okay, I will say that I do also love Rain. I like Rain in Mortal Kombat.
I was glad when they brought him back, but I didn't like the new DLCs like Terminator, RoboCop. Like I didn't like them. I have them, but I didn't like them.
All right. I'll say this: my favorite guest character. Oof. Okay. Because I play as him now, and I love the fact he's even in the game. Just like blew my mind. I was like, the fuck. Spawn is awesome.
Yeah,
Spawn is so dope.
Spawn
is good.
And the fact that it's also Keith David voicing Spawn, because like I also love like the Spawn animated show, and I think it's dude, Spawn is great. Spawn's in Mortal Kombat, people. Come on. Before the movie even comes out, like, come on. If it will ever come out, but it's fine.
If it will ever, yeah.
But obviously, well, like
that's a different reboot,
dude. We can have another chat about how that movie's never coming out, but like, but yeah. So Mortal Kombat movie, people. So our first impressions, like first impression thoughts of the movie. I will say, just to start off, I thought it was entertaining. There are some good things about this movie, and there are some very bad things about this movie from a technical standpoint, from a plot standpoint, from a characterization standpoint, but as a fan, I really enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed this movie a lot, but I could very well see the problems. So that's my start off. So anyone could just jump in.
Like I said, as a fan, as you like, it was enjoyable because to see these characters on the big screen and see all of the new stuff they could do with these characters. But the movie itself didn't go very in depth on the characters at all. Like, I would have liked to see more backstory on anyone else but Cole. Like, out of all the characters in this movie, Cole I cared about the least, obviously, because he's new. And
we'll talk about Cole, like,
yes,
later, but
he doesn't really pertain to the rest of the characters as much. But it was enjoyable in the sense of, oh my god, I love these characters so much, and I like seeing all of their fighting and the combos and the fatalities from old movies and old games. Like, that was cool. But like, there wasn't much depth to the movie because it was very clear that they were setting up for more movies instead of focusing on making this just a solid first movie. But like, I enjoyed it on the simple fact that I was like, oh my god, look at them on the big screen.
Yeah, sure. All right, Chris, do you want to say your
I would have to agree with the both of you. I could see for what it is, like the things that are Mortal Kombat, but then everything, there are certain like trips on the road that this movie's taken for sure. Like, positives I can give it, they didn't waste $1 on like the special effects to make it really like, this guy's Sub-Zero freezing everything, or it's Reptile, which should have been a person, but it's whatever.
I forgot he was in this movie for a second.
Yeah, he's such and it's such a bad version of Reptile. But no, overall, it's mostly some of the creative differences, some of the hiccups that it had, but we were also going to get into that in a bit, like Cole.
Yeah, Cole. But all right. So to start, you want to do what we like first and get that out of the way, then before we like the movie. Okay. Well, so like what we like. I'll say this to start off. The fight choreography for the most part is pretty good. I like again, Chris and I have talked about, like, we've had conversations about martial arts. Like, we're huge martial arts film fanatics. So, like, I'm very picky about, what can make or break a movie for me when it comes to, like, fighting is the fight choreography. The fight choreography in this movie, for the most part, was good. There are some fights in here that aren't. When we'll talk about what we didn't like, but yeah, for the most part, they're pretty dope. Specifically, my favorite one is the opening scene with Bihan and Hanzo. That fight is incredible. Like just that entire scene is incredible. Yeah, this I thought it was so sick. Especially seeing Scorpion make that spear and start taking fools out. I thought it was so dope.
Like nothing. Like he's done it like for thousands of times. He was just in it.
Dude, it was so sick.
Like Hanzo.
Dude, it was like one part where like he sort of makes the thing real quick, fights some dude with it, and then just like throws it into a dude's head and then just like pulls it and he full on like turns him into a scorpion for a second. Like that was sick. And I mean, it's that I thought it was a dope way to open a movie, and I thought it was honestly one of the best filmed like cinematography wise, in my opinion. But yeah, that's well said. That's for what we like. So anyone can chime in on another thing that they liked.
Besides the visuals, I like the fact that these characters look like what these characters are supposed to look like. Yeah. Melina a little bit more towards the end. Like they waited a little too long for her to just whatever.
Yeah.
Let me see. They got these characters like early. I feel like this is like what these characters would have been like in like the first Mortal Kombat game if it was more like fleshed out.
Exactly.
Like at this point before they get to like the ones that we know, like where Sonya doesn't take no shit from anybody, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody. Here in the movie, she was more push aroundish, more like she's hung out with Johnny Cage a couple times. He's chilling.
Yeah.
But no, that's something bad. Besides that, I like that they made Sub-Zero like a Terminator.
Dude,
like he was like if you see him, you're shitting bricks. Like, oh god, it's Sub-Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah, they kind of took stuff out of like Friday the 13th, like Jason in there for Sub-Zero. Yeah, that was really cool.
I like that they added Reiko just to kill him.
They had a lot of characters in this movie just to kill him.
Yeah. But that's everything off the top of my head. What I could like.
Also, Easter eggs and references we'll talk about later, but like I like how if you're a fan of this franchise, you'll be able to pick out different references that are notable and some that are hidden around. I thought it was really fun. Oh, sorry, Kaylah, you can chime in.
I really just liked all of the characters themselves because it felt very authentic to their characters mostly. I loved, honestly, any scene with Bihan because Bihan's my boy.
Sure.
And I really enjoyed, honestly, everything with like Liu Kang and Kung Lao because those two, I think, out of everyone felt the most authentic.
Mm-hmm.
From the fighting to like the dialogue to Kung Lao being like a sarcastic like whatever, like I don't have to take anything from you, like because like Liu Kang is obviously more subdued than Kung Lao.
Yeah,
and
more chill.
Very like spot on, and I think the casting was good, and I just like loved them which is very surprising to me considering they're not like characters that I really like enjoy outside of the movie, but like I love them in the movie. Gotcha. The fight scenes were phenomenal. I love the references to like first ever like Scorpion. I believe at the end he does his first ever fatality, which only if you are a fan you'll pick that up. Like it's like an Easter egg, and I was like, I've seen that before, but it was obviously really bad graphics like years ago. Yeah. And it was like I like that they did that as like a callback.
Yeah. Like they did, like for the most part, everyone did all of their moves. Like I like that. Like
the thing where Sub-Zero freezes off Jack's arms is a fatality he has. Now they used it for the reference of his storyline, which I don't remember if that's how Jax loses his arm.
It was Ermac, wasn't it?
It was Ermac.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But like that's just something that Sub-Zero does in fatalities. He just like freezes off people. Like it's good.
Yeah. I'll also say like when it comes to like when this movie was coming out, like everyone was like, "Yo, how violent is this movie gonna be?" and I'm happy that like they kind of didn't. I'm not gonna say that they didn't hold back. It was the right balance of like goriness. Like it wasn't too over the top, and it wasn't like too little to where it was like this. How can this pass as a fatality when like there's not a lot of blood? So like, there was a good balance, and it was chunky blood. I like Deadpool. Like Deadpool uses chunky blood, and I like that. I don't know why. I just think it looks better on film.
I was worried about that because, like, obviously, I wasn't sure if they were going to go the route of like we want to make this more of a family-friendly movie.
Was it 1990 film? 90s film? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that isn't Mortal Kombat. Like, it's about the goriness of the game, which is really sad because I can't do gore at all except if it's Mortal Kombat. Like Mortal Kombat.
What?
That's actually true.
This is a very small side tangent. I watched
Invincible and
cried.
She literally burst into tears because she just couldn't handle it.
Like, I was like, it was too much. But like, Mortal Kombat is the only thing that I can handle gore in, and I would have been upset if there was none.
Which is absurd because, like, I mean, Invincible can be violent, but Mortal Kombat's nuts.
I think it's like a childhood thing for me, and it like makes me think like my dad because my dad introduced me to it. So like, I don't feel like I can have the same reactions to it because it's just like I love it too much to not play it or watch it.
I hear you.
Okay, fair enough. No, it makes sense.
Dope.
It makes
it's so crazy.
It is.
But no, like in a good way. Like, yo, I don't
know. Like this, I'm trying to think of other stuff I liked. I know there's stuff I can complain about, but I thought everything was like the VFX was cool. Like everything was dope. Like bro, from what I enjoyed.
Cabal was lit.
Cabal is the fact that I can say like I saw Cabal in live action is nuts. Like I never thought I would have seen that. But yeah,
I like his Sith armor. It's like big and clunky. It looks like an MKX or MK11. It looks like MK11 kind of outfit.
Yeah, I'll ask this question real quick though, because I don't know. I didn't know if I should ask this like for like a what we like or didn't, but like the whole Arcana shit that they did, where like, hey, here's something that explains how these MK characters have their powers, because like in the games they just have their powers. It's whatever. Like you know. So what was your thoughts on that aspect?
I feel like they did that for people who don't know anything about the characters because they could have skipped over all of that entirely and I wouldn't have questioned it. Like I would have been like, these characters have had powers since these games were created. Like I wouldn't have questioned why they have powers. But I also feel like in today's times in movie theaters, like there's very few characters that have little explanation as to where they get them. Like if you think anything with Marvel, there's always an origin story. There's no one who's just like is like really. There's always a reason or something happened that got them that way. So I feel like they felt like they needed to explain that, like, here's why Liu Kang can control this, or here's how this happened, because it's very unrealistic. Which in this movie, nothing's going to be realistic. But like, I don't think there are many characters out there that don't have origins for their powers, and people are just like, oh, he just has powers. Like I feel like people wouldn't have liked that, but I mean, I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, they're building like a narrative off of something that's just like, you can't make this logic. This is not based in reality of any kind. This is like off doing soul wizards and shit. Like, come on.
Yeah, like
it's definitely to ease the regular person who doesn't play the games into the world.
Yeah, like for me, I knew what it was supposed to. Like, I knew what it was meant for, but at the same time, just like you literally could have not even added that, and I don't even think people would have cared. Like,
I'm sure people would have, because people would have found a way to complain about it.
I mean.
Like, there were people who were going to complain about the fact that they explained it, and then if they didn't, I'm sure people would have been like, now, well, how did that happen? Like, either way, they would have bitched.
Yeah,
that's what happened when we were watching
backstory we missed out on.
Yeah, exclusive. Like that's what happened when Hannah was watching. She was like, okay, so wait, why does this character have powers? Why does this character have powers? Why does this character not have powers? I'm like, it's Mortal Kombat. It doesn't matter. Honestly,
the reasons that they have powers very affects the story very little.
Exactly. I didn't you don't watch Mortal Kombat or play Mortal Kombat to care where they get their powers from. You watch them so they can beat the shit out of each other. But at the same time, like, she was questioning it. So then when they explain the whole Arcana thing, she's like, oh, okay, like, I understand.
Yeah, it was definitely for people who don't know much about Mortal Kombat, which I think is fair.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't care.
Yeah, fair enough. I will also say one thing I also like is I don't know why I didn't put this down on my notes or whatever, but the costumes. I liked the costumes. Like, as we said, Cabal's in this fucking movie, and he looks literally straight out of the game. Like, I love that. Like, Scorpion. Okay, I had an issue with Scorpions, but like, because I'm so used to the whole ninja look, they went for more samurai look with this, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but like, just keep the ninja stuff. But I'm liking what they have here. Sub-Zero looked awesome. Liu Kang looked great. Kung Lao looked great. Like there, I can barely say like there are characters that didn't look great. I'll say like. No, I'll say that for later. But yeah, for the most part, most of the costumes look pretty good. Like you can tell that like this movie, even what you can say about it, like negatives or positives, like there's a lot of love put into it with a bunch of like the fatalities and the moves and like the references and the costumes. Yeah, so I mean the costumes in this movie looked like Sonya looked like Sonya. Jax looked like Jax. Like I thought it was cool. So
Jax didn't look like Jax when he had small robot arms.
Okay.
I did not like that, and I was very scared that that's what they were going to keep him like, and I'm so glad they didn't.
Okay. Fair enough. I don't really have anything else to say about what I liked. I thought those are like some of the good things that I've had in this movie that I dug. Oh, the soundtrack. I like the soundtrack. And the score. I thought the score was cool. But anything else before we move on to last thoughts? What's up?
I don't know where this would relate in the scheme of things.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Kung Lao towards the end. Did he die?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's Mortal Kombat tradition. Mortal Kombat tradition. He has to die.
I don't know why. I just remembered that, and I was like, whoa.
I mean, well, yeah.
I'm gonna put that in the category of things I did not like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so is anything else? Any other thoughts that anyone has on stuff we didn't like?
They started things pretty well.
And
I think they started and ended very strong.
Yeah.
That's because they had the two characters that the Mortal Kombat franchise is built off of, Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
Yeah.
That's why I think the beginning and end scenes are so powerful. It's because those are like the best characters that are on the cover of every game, every movie, like that. They are Mortal Kombat.
True. All right, so I mean, I guess because we're a little antsy, I guess we'll talk about what we didn't like.
All right, now it's time for confessions.
Yeah, so what we didn't like. All right, so I'll start with a light one before I like go on the rant that I really want to go on. But like the light one that I have, I'll say it again when I said when most of the fights were good. There were some fights in this movie, not from a choreography standpoint, but just from like a filmmaking and editing standpoint, where editing in this movie sometimes is just not great. Like, like there are a lot of just like I don't like fight scenes, like fight choreography, or like scenes that have too many jump cuts in them. Like
like every other,
like every punch is a cut, every reaction is a cut. Like
a Liam Neeson movie.
Exactly. You gotta like let them breathe a little bit. Like I will never forget, or like there's a scene I believe. Yeah, there's a scene where it's Liu Kang and Kano are training. Like that scene.
Yeah.
Where, like, he sweeps the leg, and there's literally like a cut that's like from like it's from Kung Lao's perspective looking on, and then I think Liu Kang hitting Kano, and then Liu Kang's reaction to him hitting Kano. It's literally just like there's a cut in between, like a little millisecond in there that didn't even need to be in the movie. That like it looked like it was a mistake. Where like it just like there's a little cut of him reacting, and it's like it just moves on. Just like what? Like there's a lot of bad editing in this movie that could have been resolved, and I'm just like, oh god, it's so like then that the scene where we first when they fight Reptile for the first time.
Yeah.
We see Sonya Blade doing a badass barrel roll, and it's just like it's so poorly edited where it's like that. Like they try to edit to make it look like that would land in real life, but it looks extremely fake. Like you can tell like she would bust her ass if she actually tried to do that.
It's Mortal Kombat then.
But it's whatever. That's my light one, and then I'll say I'll just leave it open to y'all too. The things you didn't like.
Oh. You want me to just lay them out just one?
Yeah, just go on one. Yeah, just if you have one or multiple.
One thing, the weird kind of disassociation that Scorpion speaks Japanese.
Okay.
Bihan speaks Chinese and Japanese.
Yeah.
Cole only speaks English. And then at the very end, Scorpion is talking to Cole, and vice versa, and they're understanding each other. But everybody's just talking their language. But then Scorpion earlier was like, "What are you talking? What are you saying? I don't understand you." So I'm like, "How the hell are you guys talking to each other right now?" I'm so confused.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm like, "What the hell's going on here?"
I mean, I will say this though, just something that I did like this in the opening scene, the whole balance between focusing on the briefly focusing on the whole Japanese and Chinese rivalry. That was really cool because that's historically accurate. So that works. But
yeah, Bihan was Chinese. That's crazy.
Yeah, Bihan's not Japanese. He's Chinese. Yeah,
that's awesome.
But that shit was weird. I didn't like that at all. I was like, that's.
I mean, I had to turn my brain off for a bit, but
yeah, because in the opening scene, Bihan was speaking Chinese and because he's a Chinese character, but he can also speak Japanese. So it was. Cole shouldn't have been able to understand either of them. It was weird.
I figured if he was a
Cole shouldn't have been in the movie.
Okay, you wanted to just go on that real quick?
Yeah, go, Kayla.
Cole should have been in this fucking movie. Sorry, Chris, go.
No, yeah, Kayla, yeah. Tell me.
I'm sorry, but that's just the thing. If you take out Cole, obviously you're missing a lot, but you're really not.
Yeah.
But the actor obviously did well with what he was given, but whatever. That's a whole.
I don't even think that.
I don't know. I don't like discrediting him for what he did, but I don't like him for the sake of they cut out a lot of Scorpion's story for the sake of Cole because obviously he had to be his generational or whatever. And there is a training arc for Scorpion when he goes to Hell because obviously he doesn't just learn how to command Hellfire and all of this stuff overnight. And obviously he didn't because it took years and generations of his line for him to even make it back, which is such an interesting story that they just skip over for Cole. And obviously he also never had another daughter. All of his family was killed by Sub-Zero, which is the whole reason why there's such a freaking huge tension between him and Bihan, which is fine. And I don't like that Scorpion was only at the beginning and end of this movie because it is a large character for this franchise. So I don't think he should have just been at the beginning and end. And overall, I just don't think that the characters went as in depth as I would have liked. There wasn't enough of Melina's personality. Honestly, none of them had
the characters that they brought in that were on Shang Tsung's side. They were just there, they're in the movie, guys, and they just killed them all.
Also, who was that white guy with the ponytail?
Oh, Raiko.
Is that who that was?
Yeah, that's what Chris was mentioning earlier. Raiko. I forget which game he's in, but he's in a game.
He's once or twice.
The characters just weren't fleshed out enough, in my opinion. I don't like that Sonya's entire storyline in this movie was everyone has a symbol and I don't. That's all she was.
Yeah, you want the symbol, don't you?
My arms. I miss my arms.
That's really what Jackson was.
Kano was like, I'm an asshole who's definitely gonna double cross you, and then I double crossed you. Nothing in this movie was as flushed out as it was, and I was like, what is happening? And I also really didn't like Raiden. I don't know why.
No, okay, I'll say this. I was also gonna say it when we talked about the characters. I thought Raiden and Shang Tsung were so fucking boring. I just couldn't. Like they had no okay. Thing is, like I know these two actors, like, and I know like the guy who plays Shang Tsung's like a very well known
yeah, he looks familiar.
He's a well recognized like Chinese, like Hong Kongese like actor, and they were just wet blankets, like literally like no personality in any of them, like
yeah, it wasn't the best take that they used in the movie.
No, like
I feel like Raiden was kind of like an unhelpful like jerk the entire movie, which isn't like he can be like that sometimes, but more often than not, Raiden is like a I want to help type of guy.
Yeah.
Like turning evil, which happens sometimes.
He's like, no, I can't interfere. Like it's just like
like he just wasn't helpful at all. And anytime there's a problem with Earthrealm, Raiden's like at the head of it. Like he's always trying to protect Earthrealm. So the fact that he's just like, nah, no, you do it. Like what do you mean? Not right.
I will say, okay, one of the big things I had a problem with, and this is like the Mortal Kombat fan in me, that I when this happened, and whenever this didn't happen, I was so upset. So when obviously like the opening credits, right, like the opening scene where like Hanzo and Beyond fight, you get you said like Beyond got that scrap, like that slice on his face from Hanzo, and I was like, okay, this might be important, right? So I was expecting at the end when they kill Bihan and shit, like they kill Bihan, yeah, revenge gotten, whatever. And then it's revealed that he doesn't have the scar on his face. Boom, Quan Chi reveal, because Quan Chi's such a huge part of war.
Like, he's a fraud. He's a fraudulent man.
Yeah, he wanted, like, because like obviously MK fans will know that like Quan Chi wanted Hanzo to become a Scorpion on purpose, so that he could have him in his ranks and shit.
Yeah,
and like they had an opportunity to do it and they didn't do it. It pissed me off. I was not happy.
So, yeah, it's definitely something in the back of your mind. Yeah.
It's just
so I'm like looking stuff up. This is a callback to a previous question you asked me. Yeah. You asked who I liked when they added to the game. Kratos.
Okay.
Damn. I never got to play him. Was he actually fun? Because I love God of War, but I never got to.
I did like him. All right, I'm looking up all the characters we're talking about just to make sure.
No, fair enough. But yeah, Quan Chi wasn't in this. He should have. I was expecting a post-credit scene with a Quan Chi reveal or something. That would have been sick. That would have been redeemed this movie for me.
Yeah, maybe some sprinkling of some like Deadly Alliance coming in there, like Shang Tsung talking to Quan Chi or some shit.
Dude, none of that shit.
There's no depth.
Like,
yeah.
What? Cause I was
and Cole was at the center of it.
What was that? What was that?
The Cole is at the center of it. Like there's a lot of not that hard to pick up. Like the 90. I think it was 95.
Yeah, 95.
The first one. Like you were just thrown in.
Yeah.
We need your help. Defeat tournament. Your soul is mine. That's it. We're already on board. Let's go.
I just, dude, like that. Just they could have. They had this. They had the sandwich there. But they just took out the meat and the cheese straight out when they didn't do that shit, and I was so upset. But yeah, also I feel like again as I said, Cole shouldn't have been in this movie. We'll talk about that when we talk about Cole, but like I feel like they could have just done what they did in Mortal Kombat, like the original. Like you could have had the original trio like how it is in the lore, like Liu Kang, Johnny Cage. The fact that Johnny Cage is in this movie. And Sonya, and I don't do the exact same way, but like just make it a little different somewhere in like plot wise, maybe how they meet is different, all that stuff. But like you can still have them be the core, and then that would work. But in this movie, it's literally just it's Sonya, Kano for some reason as the main trio, and then Cole, and it's just like okay, but yeah, I just feel like you could. I also didn't want to see like Luke, because Liu Kang's the chosen one. He always is the chosen one. So like, he should have been a focus, like a main focus, instead of just like a side character that shows up.
Yeah.
So
I feel like the desert scene where he's introduced is weird. I didn't like it. That he's just like walking in the desert, like what was that? I didn't like that. That was just like a weird. I was like, what is happening? Like, is this a mirage? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's
Hi.
Also,
oh, it's funny running into you here.
Yeah. Why are you?
Let's go to Raiden's temple, guys.
I will also say something I didn't like. Again, to tie into the Arcana stuff. The dragon logo that appears, that shit is stupid. Like the whole birthmark thing. Like, I was like, this is so dumb. Like, okay, an Arcana, I can have that pass, but like the whole the whole thing being an invitation, I thought was kind of cool. But like the fact that Cole was born with it was a birthmark,
it was just the symbol, right?
It was literally the Mortal Kombat logo.
Like, you don't think that's weird? That you have a whole a birthmark is just like a light patch of skin, or it's not a whole dragon. Like, that's not how birthmarks work.
And think about it, the whole prophecy with the Hasashi bloodline, which was literally just put in again for the sake of Cole, which was just dumb. I thought it was so stupid because why would Raiden pick now? Like, when there were probably a ton of descendants after that who probably had this birthmark.
Mikey, you just reminded me. The fact that they completely set up the fact that Cole should have been Scorpion from the get-go, not some like if you hold his thing, you'll summon him like an assist. I guess that's what they meant to do.
That's what it was.
But you could have easily just been Scorpion, or maybe he transforms into Scorpion because they're related. Like something.
The bloodline shit is.
They dropped the ball.
Dude, that was. I guess that was fucking karma for.
They dropped the ball like I dropped the painting.
Yeah.
Just like the fighting scene with Cole and Goro, what was that?
It was for a reason for him to get his.
What is his power? Is it armor?
I don't know.
He doesn't have a power. I don't understand what he does.
I don't listen.
He doesn't do anything.
We'll talk about it, but anything else that anyone can say that they didn't like? I mean, there were. I just lost train of thought. Crap, I just lost it. But there's something in there that I didn't like. But there's a lot I didn't like. But it's fine.
You could say it, Mikey.
I just lost it. I literally just lost it.
I don't think there's anything else, but I feel like it was also just really unrealistic that Sonya and Kano would team up, but maybe that's just because I know their characters and how much they hate each other. But I guess that relationship hadn't been created yet in the movies. I don't know.
I mean, they hated each other in this. I thought when we saw the trailers and stuff that they were gonna be friends, and I was like, that's not Kano and Sonya. So, but I'm happy
they'd rather die than be friends.
Yeah, so I'm happy that they stuck to that their original relationship. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. I didn't like it.
Wait, I have one more thing. Because now I'm thinking about the Arcana thing. How is it that their specific powers were triggered? What is it about Kano that gave him a freaking laser eye? Why is it specifically a laser eye that Kano got? Or why is it that when Dax got his small robot arms just randomly got big?
I hated. I did not like that at all. They could just gave him the arm straight out the gate and
how does that correlate to anything?
I don't know. I mean, because and also the way they triggered it was very they never really explained the reason. They Liu Kang said he got it when he was angry, and then they said that pain was a catalyst. It was it was. How did explain this? How did Sonya get hers so fucking fast?
What was hers?
It was the energy rings.
She got the bracelets to be able to shoot.
The energy rings, which is her actual move.
I guess I don't remember that
because in the games it's tech. It's not.
Yeah, that's literally just from the government.
Yeah. So, I mean, and also the writing. Also, I'll say is not that great either.
Yeah,
problems. I
agree.
I will say when it comes to Cole's character, just real quick, his dialogue was written poorly, and there were cheesy. Cole's yeah,
no, he was very just.
Come on, guys, we have to fight. What?
I'm not doing this. I'm going home to my family.
Oh
no,
my God.
Also, how did he get home? Where was the transportation from the freaking desert back to freaking New
York.
Raiden.
It was Raiden.
Yeah, Raiden set up a portal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
But the writing is just, it needed work. I don't know who wrote the script, but who wrote the script for this cannot do it in the next one because it was not it.
Agreed.
So any other dislikes? Also, the director, I'll say real quick, this is his first movie debut. He only directed commercials. And it shows.
It's pretty good for day one, then.
It is pretty good, but like at the end, like you can tell that like there's some.
I mean, it could have been worse.
It could have been worse. It could have been way worse.
Yeah.
It's not. He's no Paul W.S. Anderson.
Tough.
But he still needs a little work. But he at least
maybe in the sequel. Let's see.
Yeah, if he comes back for the sequel. We'll see if we can learn from his mistake. But for a first debut, it wasn't bad. It was a good for a solo debut,
Word.
Yeah. So any other thoughts? So we'll just probably move on to characters now. So the first character, obviously, that we are going to talk about, who I don't just fuck this character. Like I just can't. But so obviously our boy, Cole Young, man, Cole Young. Okay. Cole Young. All right. Thoughts on Cole Young? I'll say a thought. He shouldn't have been in the fucking movie. He's trash. I hated him. And Cole Young.
I can understand why he's in it.
Cole, you know why? You know why you couldn't understand why? Because he was supposed to be Johnny Cage. Literally, the purpose of Cole is to attract a new audience. He's supposed to be the audience. Therefore, he doesn't understand why these people have fucking powers or why this great shit is happening. You know who does that also in the games? Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat now was literally that. And it was great because he thinks everything is a fucking movie and it's awesome. So, like,
I wouldn't have minded Cole's character if he wasn't related to Scorpion at all. Like, if they just wanted to introduce a new character to the Mortal Kombat roster, whatever, I don't care. But the fact that they like tried to snippet storylines to compensate for his story, I think it's dumb. Like, they could have just introduced a new person and been like, here's a new character. Okay, I don't care. But the fact that they're like
games many times, like,
he's like a descendant of Scorpion. We don't need a descendant of Scorpion. We've had Scorpion for years now.
Yeah. I feel like they were trying to do more of like a Takeda with like the whole like Scorpion aspect, but even Takeda, he's not even a descendant of Scorpion. So like, I don't know, Cole Young, bro, because this actor who plays him, Louis Tan, who I'm actually a fan of. I'm a fan of his work. If he was in Into the Badlands, which is like later on, and he was dope. And I'm trying to think what else. He was also in Iron Fist, the first season, in one of the best parts of that entire show, where he was I don't know if Chris, but he was the drunken master that he fought.
Really?
Yeah. Louis Tan, man. And he was also in Wu Assassins, Wu Assassins on Netflix. He was pretty cool in that. Yeah, I was disappointed because after seeing him in all that stuff, again, like from what it's worth, the dialogue that he had was awful. What it was written for him. But at the end, his delivery was also not great. So like it's just, I can see why they picked him, because obviously he's a gifted martial artist and like a gifted athlete, but at the same time, like just his acting chops in this was not great. Even though, fun fact, I don't know if I was talking to Kaylah about it earlier, but Mortal Kombat Legacy, the web series that they did, back. They were planning on doing another one at the same time Mortal Kombat X was coming out. It was called it was a season 3 called Mortal Kombat X Generations, and he was supposed to play Kung Jin, so that's why it was funny that he was cast in this role in the Mortal Kombat movies. But for that, he's supposed to be Kung Jin, but like, dude, he just wasn't. I was disappointed. I was like, shit, man, Louis Tan dropped the ball. But I mean, even his fights, like his fight in the beginning where he fought in the octagon was dope. I liked that. It was well directed because again, like it was very close quarters, very brutal. I like that. but like the fight he had with Goro was like, oh, it was not good. Or some of the fight he had with Kung Lao that I thought, well, some parts of it, I just didn't like how that those fights were shot at a distance, because like it's a fight, it's supposed to be close quarters, like you have either medium shot or close up, you know.
Yeah.
Don't do distance where it looks like we're watching it happening. We have to be like we're in the shit, you know. But yeah, man, like it's just no. And then like again, Kaylah saying his powers, like what are his powers? Like
that was
I don't know. I literally watched the movie and it ended, and I was like, I still don't understand what he does.
Yeah, like what I thought they were gonna do, which I thought would have been cool, was like adaptive like armor. So where how he made those tonfas, which was stupid. But like I thought he could just like make random weapons out of the armor. You know, that would have been cool. Or like I mean, they did establish kind of that like he can take hits and then he can like kind of like force it back a little bit.
It seemed like a Black Panther-esque type of thing.
Yeah. But like him having like more like an adaptive like armor where he would like, you know, start making weapons out of nowhere from like out of like, you know, pure instinct. That would have been a cool angle, a dope angle actually.
See, that's what. But like it should have just been like because it looked like it was gonna be more than just having his upper torso turn into steel or whatever that thing is. Like it should have just wrapped him up, and his thing would have been like turning into Scorpion or something Scorpion-esque, you know?
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Or if anything, a suit of actual armor where it goes like from head to toe.
Yeah,
swords or whatever the hell it is, like something new. That's sort of like, okay, you have a really cool power. Make some DLC for this.
If you ever watched a movie that's better than this, The Man with the Iron Fists,
I saw that one, yeah.
Dave Bautista, where like he goes bronze a little bit. It looked like a crappy version of that. Like that's where it looked like. But yeah, man, Cole Young, like I thought when Louis Tan got cast, and like thing was like it was around that time where like when he got cast, no one knew, like they kind of hid his role under wraps. I thought he was playing like an Asian Johnny Cage. That's what I thought he was doing. I thought it was just Johnny Cage, but just race bent. And I was like, okay, from what I've seen of Louis Tan, that fucking works. Because Louis Tan, I've seen he can be comedic. So I was just and seeing him just a new character to attract a new audience. Like, do you just and I get that, but like you could have made him cool. And like the whole thing with his family sucked and was he was very boring.
I think that what could have really saved his character is if they made it like an enchantress type thing, or sometimes how Freddy Krueger will do like take over someone's body. If it was like he would be wrapped up in flames and then it would come back and it's Scorpion, and he has no clue that that's like happening and he can't control it. But like when he's in danger, as Scorpion being his ancestor and wanting to protect the rest of his bloodline, even though he has a daughter now, so I guess the bloodline has continued. Like Scorpion is his shield and will do the fighting for him, because that would have also gave Scorpion more screen time. But that also would have let Cole have to understand his own generational, like what the hell happened. He'd have to learn more about himself. He'd have to learn more about Scorpion, and he'd have to learn how to control it. And I think that would have made a much better connection to where, okay, now we have Scorpion and now we have a better purpose for Cole, as to where he's more just a
conduit
and for because like that's pretty much like Enchantress, like she's kind of in someone else and like kind of just comes out and you're just like, oh shit, okay. And I think that would have been cool, especially in the fight with Goro. Like imagine he just stands there and he's suddenly engulfed in flames, and then the flames come back and it's Scorpion, and you're like, whoa, that just happened.
It would have been great symmetry, because then Cole was like, maybe he's like mad and then starts like getting angry. Fire shows up and it's like, because his it was his wife and his kid, and it's happening again, and then it's
which is exactly what happened to Scorpion.
Yeah, exactly. They have that shared feeling of like I need to stop this, and then he's like
urgency.
And he just turns it to Scorpion and then fucks up Goro.
And then like flames come back and then they're gone, and he's like on the ground like, whoa,
like blacked out or something.
They kind of set it up that way where like he was seeing visions of Scorpion. And
yeah.
So again, drop the ball, but
Scorpion, I summon you.
They could have saved his character, but they were just kind of lazy.
Yeah.
It also because the guy who played Scorpion 2 is a really good actor.
Yeah,
and like, I've seen him in
Sanada.
projects before too. It probably also would have been more expensive probably on their end to be like, yeah, we need you more in the movie, guy. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to look up. Do you know how much the budget was for this film, by the way? Like I
want to say it was less than, if not 50 mil.
Yeah, 55 million actually.
Woo!
So yeah, it makes sense. Why they didn't really pursue that, but yeah,
but it looks pretty good for 50 mil. Some spots though, but again, for Cole Young, yeah, he could have been utilized a lot better.
Yeah,
sure.
Or just make him Johnny Cage, and then that would have been like Asian Johnny Cage.
Would have been more if they changed the race of Johnny Cage.
I mean,
because like honestly, they don't like when people change characters to POC characters.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I always say this when it comes to like when it's like race bending done right. If being white isn't a part of their character, you shouldn't care.
Yeah, but I don't know if this is controversial, but considering that he's kind of like a pompous asshole who's very into himself, I feel like him being white like fits his character. Now, I don't know if that's controversial to say on this podcast right now.
No, okay. No, it's.
I feel like him being white and an actor who thinks he's better than everybody makes sense.
But here's the thing: why I would have worked with Louis Tan, because Louis Tan has literally played those characters, pompous assholes who are into themselves. That's so fair. it would have worked. But
okay, Mikey, would you say that you wanted if Louis Tan was to do it, it'd be more accurate to the kind of character he's trying to play?
Yeah,
Kaylah would be more if he stayed white, it'd be more like it would be better for the character of Johnny Cage. That kind of.
I mean, I wouldn't have cared. Really.
I wouldn't have cared because I've seen him play a role similar to that, where like I would have been fine with it, and I feel like it would have worked. Like you know. So I mean, that's my thoughts on it if he was Johnny Cage, but but yeah. So any other thoughts on? Oh, okay. Closing question though. Do you think they're gonna add him into the next Mortal Kombat game or any future Mortal Kombat games?
If they do, maybe we'd learn more about what the hell his power.
I feel like NetherRealm would do a better job. Like
I could kind of see it because like I feel like they also need that push of like everybody fucking loves this new character. It's like how could we not somehow down the line install him into the game? If everybody's kind of like I don't know if I like him yet. Maybe in the next movie I'll like him more, but. At the moment, I'm kind of got like a bitter taste in my tongue. Like, I don't know if I like this guy.
That's true.
He could have been better.
That's true.
I think that it would be good because for the recent game, they've added, what was it? There were 2 or 3 different story modes.
Yeah, they did. Was Aftermath? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't play that yet. But
if they did an MK Cole Young storyline but I feel like that would be very disjointed from like the current story they're telling. But if they could provide more for the character in the game that they weren't able to do in the movie, and like answer a lot of the questions or show more of him, I think that would be really good.
Yeah, I feel like they would do a better job. I mean, if maybe story wise, probably, but like gameplay wise, I feel like they would do. My idea of like an adaptive armor, I thought that would be really cool. But like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it was kind of intentional to put him in this. One of the reasons why, like a business perspective, was to put him in games. It's like I feel like that would make sense. But yeah, that's my closing thought on it. But is there any other thoughts on this crappy character before we move on?
To the next one.
All right, yo. So obviously a character that we fucking love that we're gonna talk about next. Who was the best part of this movie in my opinion? Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero is fucking awesome. Played by Joe Taslim from his well-known role in The Raid, because like The Raid is amazing, and Warrior, the TV show Warrior on now on HBO Max now. Yeah, man. So I loved Sub-Zero. Everything from the opening scene with him as Bihan to how he fought against Jax and whooped his ass, how his powers work, how he looked as Sub-Zero. I thought it was great. So like, it was kind of funny how we have a comment. Hold on, from our boy Dan. Dan Trong saying, I felt Cole was just a plot device throughout the movie. Overall, still enjoyed MK2 to 2021 and can't wait for the sequel. Respect. Yeah, Joe Taslim. I love Sub-Zero. I'm not a big Sub-Zero fan, so like having him in this movie I really enjoyed. So y'all can chime in on Sub-Zero.
As you know, I love my boy Bihan.
Yeah,
that's my boy. And I feel like I don't know if it was just like the room I was in, but I feel like he started out as like a bluish color, and as you can see in this scene, this is towards the end, he's starting to get darker, which I hope is a like Easter egg to him becoming noob. I don't know, but I'm wondering if they do that, how they're gonna introduce, if they do introduce Qi, or I never know how to pronounce his name. That's the current model, like Scorpion that we know now, who's like friends with Scorpion.
Oh, Kuai Liang.
Kuai Liang.
Yeah.
The current one who has like brought peace between like the Lin Kuei and like the
good Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
So that's a good catch.
I think that would be really interesting to like see that develop. But again, that depends on if they make Scorpion a bigger character, which he should be. But also, I'm really upset with if they kill off Scorpion in this movie and never bring him back.
Yeah. So
at that point, I will 100% be very upset with the rest of the movies and won't really enjoy them. True. Because, again, you cannot have Mortal Kombat without Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
It'd be a slap in the face.
It would. It honestly would. And plus, like, Joe fucking Taslim.
No, I think they said that he signed on for what, like 6 movies? A decent amount of movies.
I thought it was 3, but
maybe 3. 6 might be a bit much, but I think the person who plays Sub-Zero signed on for more than 1 movie, which I think is a good sign.
Yeah, Joe Taslim. Yeah, I would have, because he's very prominent right now. He's getting a lot of work in terms of television and movies and stuff, so it makes sense. He's one of the rising stars ever since like the Raid, so it makes sense. But yeah, no, I loved like, you ever notice that like when he fought, like especially when he fought Jax, like he would like slash like his opponent with ice for a second just to slow them down, and then like just like and keep fighting. I thought it was really cool how he incorporated like his powers within his fighting style, because like they use a lot of like judo, because Taslim is a judo champion, so in Indonesian judo, so it makes sense. But yeah, no, I thought his fighting was great. The special effects were great. The costume, even though the mask kind of bothered me, I thought it looked a little too big, but it's fine.
I thought the same shit.
Yeah, it looked a little too big. Even for Scorpion, I'll say it looked a little too big. But yeah, I really, and also like they use a lot of like horror elements with Sub-Zero, especially like how he would appear and like show up. Especially like that scene where like it's Cole's dumb wife who like
she's in the house.
Yeah, and then turns around past the door. Yeah, it's so cool. Or like when he's fighting Jax and Jax sees him in the alley, and then the way he turned into like a snowy mist into the warehouse. That was so sick. And like the environments, all the environments were all chilled out and frosted. That was really cool.
You're gonna really like Noob. You're gonna really like Noob Saibot.
Yeah.
Okay. How cool would it have been if, say, like, because obviously Sub-Zero kidnaps Cole's family and he like changed them to the freaking fence with ice. How cool would it have been if Cole gets there and sees that, and then the whole like Scorpion change thing comes on, and then like Scorpion comes and he sees like his, like, obviously Cole's family change, and then there's like the flashbacks to him finding his wife and son, and then there's just the huge fight scene. Like, we don't need Cole to fight in this at all.
We don't need Cole, period.
Scorpion.
I mean, fair.
Cole could have been a plot device, but like he doesn't. Cole can do the like speaking roles or like the recruitment for Mortal Kombat. I think that's fine. Because obviously, I don't think that's something Scorpion would do. Scorpion wouldn't bother himself with that.
That's true.
But like the fighting stances and the fighting, and especially anything relating to Bihan, Scorpion should have been in charge of.
That's true.
Because I think
Nah, fair enough. But I liked Sub-Zero a lot. He's my favorite part of the movie. Him and another character that we'll talk about. But yeah. So any other thoughts on Sub-Zero before we move on to
kind of to piggyback off of what Kayla said.
Yeah.
The first fight could have been like a round one where Sub-Zero won, and then somewhere sprinkled in the middle of the movie they'd have a rematch, and then this time Scorpion would win, and then Bihan's all mad. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get you back, and then the fight at the very end happens so it'd be kind of, if they could frame it in a way that's kind of like the game, would be kind of cool. It's like somebody's like, oh shit, round two, they're gonna fight again, or no, maybe that might be a little too heavy-handed. Yeah. But you get the meaning. It might fight one, fight two, fight three.
Fair enough. Also, I'll say just again, just to reiterate, I said like the whole feud between like Hanzo, Bihan, Japan versus China. That makes sense. Okay. But yeah, loved Sub-Zero. Loved everything about Sub-Zero. Yeah. So we'll move on to the next character, I guess. So, all right. So next character obviously is our boy Scorpion.
He looks pretty good.
Played by Hiroyuki Sanada, who is literally in anything Japanese. So thoughts on Scorpion? I mean, besides what we said, we didn't like that he was in only the beginning and the end, so we don't really have much to go off of.
There's literally nothing to say besides that.
Underused.
He's in it enough.
Yeah. Yeah, he should have been in it more. That's basically the whole.
Here's a question. Do you feel like they could have gotten somebody different to play Scorpion?
No, I like this one. I like this guy.
I liked him.
I like Hiroyuki because Hiroyuki is basically he's in a lot of stuff. Like he was in like the Wolverine when he played he was in the Wolverine where
the Last Samurai. He's
in the Last Samurai. He's in
Endgame.
47 Ronin.
Yeah.
So he's always in he's always playing those typical Japanese either samurai or badass warrior roles. But now he's playing actually a more modern, memorable, iconic Japanese badass. So I feel like it works well that he was in this, and plus he is also a very talented martial artist as well. Because
he's respected just like the character Scorpion is too. So
exactly,
it's a pretty good pairing casting. Okay, word, I hear you.
Yeah, so I mean, because you can tell if you ever watched the behind the scenes of this movie, the characters the actors talking about what fighting styles be he was talking about he literally wanted to incorporate his hometown of just incorporating Japanese martial arts.
You remind me of Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, 100%. So a lot of ninjutsu, a lot of katana work, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought it was dope. I liked him as the character, even though you wanted more from him. Did you guys like the? I mean, because Chris, you talked about how you didn't like that conversation they had at the end with Scorpion and Bihan and Cole speaking different languages, how they
it was it was one of those where if you think about it, it doesn't make sense, but you don't really care in the moment. You're just like, okay, you said this, he said that. I get the character interaction.
Because we're always used to seeing Scorpion speaking English. So do you guys like it when he speaks mostly Japanese because it makes sense, or you heard him speaking English? Because when he said "get over here," he only said it in English just for the fan service. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
I mean, I think it's fine if he speaks his native tongue and English. That's I think it would be cool if in this first movie he mostly knows only Japanese, maybe a couple English words, and if he better be back in the next movies. I think it would be cool to see him learn English and incorporate it more into his fighting or talk more, hopefully, because he'll be in the movie. So I think that would be fine. But he wasn't in the movie enough for me to really care that he only spoke Japanese.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, from what we saw of him, I like Scorpion. I mean, he's also one of my favorite characters, so I like Scorpion. So it was. I mean, I'll say this: I wanted more teleport. We didn't get a lot of teleport in there.
Mm-hmm. That's because he didn't come back and leave hell. He literally went to hell and then came back in the end. There wasn't any back and forth.
Yeah, I wanted to incorporate it within the fighting, but it's fine.
This is
you do the Cole thing, it would be a teleporting anyway.
True. But yeah, so any other final thoughts before we move on? Again, great character.
Christian had something.
Oh, sorry, Chris. Sorry, I didn't realize.
Oh no, Damn, you got me off guard here. Oh yeah, that's right. What I was gonna say is that he's a Scorpion that's a little bit more held back with his powers just yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
We'll see him. We'll see the pizzazz and the you know what I'm trying to say. Hopefully we'll be seeing that in the sequel. Yeah, I hope.
Yeah, but Scorpion's dope. Again, I would change. I could see what they were doing with the costume, but like keep it ninja. Like I feel like Mortal Kombat 11 is my favorite Scorpion outfit ever because of this. It's the perfect balance of Scorpion-ish and ninja, and it's awesome. So like, but they try to go more samurai here, even though a samurai wouldn't hold his katana that way, but it's fine.
Maybe maybe they'll go with a new character design. They usually do with movies.
Yeah, they'll probably update it. But again, the mask is a little too big, but it's fine. That's mostly with Scorpion.
This is another one of those things that like if you just when you think about it, you're kind of like, what doesn't make sense. Every single time he tried to talk when he showed up, he took it off and then he put it back on and he took it back off and he took it back on. I was like, just take it off or leave it on, one or the other, dude.
It's the coronavirus. He's just trying to be conscious.
But I did like how when he took off the mask, he looked like a zombie in a way. I liked that.
Yeah, after he breathed the fire, I think.
Yeah, no, but like he had like the contacts and like he had some muck in his mouth and he looked a little like decayed. I thought that was a really good touch because usually he looks like normal. So like, yeah, I liked it. But yeah, Scorpion, great. Opening sequence for Scorpion is amazing and it's like the best part of the movie for me. But yeah, moving on. So moving on to the next character, Sonya Blade. Thoughts on played by Jessica McNamee, I think is how you say McNamee. I think that's how you say her last name, Jessica McNamee. I thought she was okay.
She was fine as like the actress. The character itself was not written well.
No,
Sonya is not a whiny, oh, I don't have what everyone else has type of character. Sonya wouldn't have gave a shit if she had the scar or not. She would have been like, I'm fighting it anyway, so whatever. Either I get powers or I don't. Like, who cares? She doesn't have powers. So her being like longing for this mark was stupid. But
like it felt like that was the only thing that she could feel like worthy of. Like I won't have a sense of self, or I won't like feel worthy if I don't get this mark. Like you don't need the mark. Like what? Like it was. I thought she was never gonna get it, honestly. Like
I think it would have been better if she didn't.
Yeah, if she proved herself that she didn't need the mark in order to participate in the tournament. Like,
yeah.
Because also there's never been a mark.
Yeah, so
like that doesn't matter.
But I thought she was okay. I thought she had some funny lines in that I was like, that's funny. Especially I loved her interaction with Kano. That was like one where like was really fun. Expressing their hatred for each other. Her fights were okay. Like I mean, her only good fight that she had was when she fought Kano in the desert, and like that's basically it. Like she really didn't fight much after that. Like she got her ass beat by Kano. That was that. She got her ass beat by Melina as well. She got her ass beat a lot in this movie.
Which isn't like her.
No, it's not.
You're scared of her.
Yeah, she's a force to be reckoned with, and they didn't do justice. But yeah, I mean the actress was fine. I would have casted someone different because she doesn't really look like her vibe doesn't give like the actress doesn't give Sonya to me. So I don't know. But I mean she did. It was okay. She was all right. She was okay.
I think it'll be fine because obviously all the characters are very like minimal in the beginning. I think it would be fine as they show progression and progress. Like if her character starts to take less shit from people and it's like, oh, okay. Like if this is just the beginning, then obviously it would make sense that they're not like she's not going to be as confident as the Sonya we know would be. Like if they show that and like her becoming the leader of the special forces and all of that, like then I'll be like, oh, okay. So that's why she was like that because she didn't have all of the
which is
wherewithal.
What they were maybe planning, I don't know. But I thought she was okay. I because when I think of Sonya Blade, like I love Sonya in MK11 and in X. So like that badass Sonya, I love. So,
do you think they're going to do the Johnny Cage Sonya romance?
I hope they do. They better tease that shit.
Kind of have to.
Yeah. I mean, well, I hope so, but because that's always how it works in Mortal Kombat. Even in the 95 movie, they did that in a way, So
yeah,
it's fine. But yeah, I mean, also the energy ring thing as Arcana is stupid. But I mean, they did it, so I mean, at least I saw it in live action. But I mean, other than that, I mean, Sonya was okay. Actress did a fair enough job with the character, even though it's not who I would cast, but it's whatever. So any thoughts on Sonya before we move on?
I'm good.
Good? All right, cool. Kayla, you good? All right, dope. So next one is, I honestly, a character I actually surprisingly liked as well, is Jax, played by Steve Harvey. Jax played by Steve Harvey. First time ever doing stunts or martial arts after, being on his talk show for many, many, many years. So thoughts on Jax in this movie? I really enjoy Jax. I like Jax.
Baby arms ruined it for me. I hated the baby arms.
Okay, that part sucked. That was the only part I didn't like, was the fact that he got baby arms and his Arcana was that he got bigger arms.
Yeah, what is that? Clearly that has to be built in. That's not how that works. I hate it.
It would have been obviously better if he got the big arms out the gate and his Arcana was that he had the purple blast, because he has purple blast in the game.
Yeah.
The thing is, like all the characters, Jax also isn't a whiny, oh my god, my arms type of guy. But again, we didn't really get to see him lose his arms.
That's true. Well, he was basically the Jax we know in the beginning. When he was fighting Sub-Zero, I was like, oh, I did 6 fours, motherfucker. I love that.
Was but he had arms, and I was like, oh god, he's gonna lose his arms. When they introduced him and he had arms, I was like, oh. And then obviously Sub-Zero comes, I was like, he's about to lose his arms. And he did. And I was like, this is gross.
I thought, because I've seen, obviously with the tradition of Jax losing his arms, I've seen him lose his arms. Obviously with Ermac, I've seen him lose his arms by Goro ripping them off in the animated movie.
That man always loses his arms.
Yeah, Jax, that's tradition. Kung Lao always has to die, and Jax always has to lose his arms. So it was interesting seeing Sub-Zero being the one, and that I thought it was disgustingly brutal. To have him really shatter his arms to pieces and kick him up and push him off a ledge.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't obviously it's because of his character, but why is everyone going after this man's arms? He could have took his legs. But also, you could have just froze his head and killed him. But obviously, you can't do that. But why his arms?
Dude, yeah, it's kind of nuts. But
also, I feel like Sonya wasn't worried about Jax enough. He just kind of disappeared until she got to the temple, and she was like, "Oh my God, Jax! He's
just laying there. Don't worry, you'll be better."
That's
and
true.
Then he's just there in the bed until that moment he gets his Arcana.
Which is bigger arms.
It's just there, yeah.
Dude, yeah,
And Han's like, you're really proud of your arms, aren't you? Yeah, well, guess what? Kicks him off. And then he's like, guess what? My arms are back, bitch.
Yeah, it's
so weird. I don't like it.
So, the beginning of the movie is the Jax we know and love with arms, and then the tiny arms Jax we don't like, and then near the end is okay, the Jax we know and love, but with the metal arm. Because when he fought Raiko, I thought that was great, where he did his fatality we know him to do.
Yeah.
He should have. I feel like he should have. Why would you go to this location, this famous location where you're supposed to uppercut people into the spikes?
Yeah, they should have saved that location for the sequel or something. Yeah, they should have saved they should have saved that location for the sequel. When they do the tournament.
Yeah. It was a little.
But yeah,
but there's so many other fatalities that I think it was nice for them to do them in the first one, just so we know that they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
that's true. And that comment was yeah, he looks at his arms, yeah, these motherfuckers work, and he just walks out yeah, that's Jax. I love that. Yeah, overall, I thought it was good. I liked Jax played by Steve Harvey. Yeah, it was good stuff. So, Yeah. So any other thoughts on Jax before we move on?
Nope.
Good stuff. Also, I'll say this real quick. When he tried to lift up the boulder right before he got with his tiny arms and they broke, I laughed so hard. So like, they're so tiny, you're just useless.
I was afraid they were gonna keep him with the tiny arms. Which I don't understand why they would, but like I was so scared. Yeah. I also really like the design of the arms. I wish they would have been more like sleek how they are.
Oh, I mean,
but it wasn't a big deal, but I wasn't a huge fan.
You could tell they kind of took inspiration for like the modern interpretation of the arms, especially like an MK, the recent MK, where like they kind of have more like detail and stuff like that. But
but they're still really sleek. They're like I don't know.
Yeah, there was like the ones that are just like they look like plates, just like going down. It's just the shape of an arm.
Yeah, it makes sense. That's understandable. But yeah, his Arcana should have just been the blast and just he got the arms out of the gate. But it's whatever. But yeah, overall, Jax, I love Jax. He had great banner, and he was when he didn't have little arms, he was the Jax we know and love, and I loved it. So, all right. So I guess we'll move on to my other favorite character in this movie. Who's Kano. I loved Kano. Kano is because like even though like he doesn't really have a lot fleshed out. I mean, they do mention like the Black Dragon, which is like obviously important for the character. And like they don't do the cybernetic eye, which I feel like is dumb because he needs to have a cybernetic eye in order to be Kano. But like the actor who played him, I think his name is Josh Lawson, who plays Kano. Is so funny, and he's also the most well written because they just give him so much like comedic humor that I thought it was great. So that's my opening thought on Kano. So y'all can jump in.
I hate Kano. I didn't hate Kano in the movie, but like, I just hate Kano simply because I hate Kano. But like definitely, he was well written. I feel like out of all of the characters, I feel like Kano
was the most well written. In my opinion,
like, which is weird because why Kano out of all of the characters?
Like, think about it. We got the most. Okay, even though we can play, there's not a lot of development with this character like this. We got the most of. He likes to steal things. He likes to sell guns. He's an amateur comic book artist making his own comic book.
Yeah, like he got so much more.
He hates garden gnomes. Like, dude.
Yeah, and it was so like what.
He loves to say his main catchphrase is "you fucking idiot." Like, I love that. It's just Kano is so great because like he was just so much fun. But yeah, Chris, you have any thoughts on Kano?
Controversial opinion.
Okay.
At a certain point, Kano kind of annoyed me. I'll be honest. If I thought about it, Kano never takes anything seriously to begin with in the games.
Yeah.
So it's fair that he barely takes anything serious himself.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, damn, is every other thing out of your mouth going to be a joke? Because then you might as well have been Johnny Cage.
That's true. That's true.
I thought that he might have been a stand-in for Johnny Cage for a bit or some shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, but he had me going in the beginning, and then he does have these little like moments where I'm like, okay, that was actually pretty fucking funny. I'm not gonna lie.
They
were pissing him off.
Yeah,
that shit was funny.
Yeah, like when they piss him off was great. When literally like they're talking about how like Sonya doesn't have a marking, and he just goes wah wah in the background. It was so fun, like and the fact that he stole an important piece of Mortal Kombat lore and Liu Kang caught him, I thought it was so great. And it's
that was Shimlock's amulet, wasn't it?
Shimlock's amulet, yeah.
Yeah.
Like stuff with him and Cabal, that was great. When we talk about that, like I thought it was great. Like I thought it was a lot of fun, even though like. Yeah, like I'm not really a huge Kano fan. I mean, you're supposed to hate Kano. You're not supposed to like Kano, but like I thought it was really fun. And plus when he kills Reptile with his with the classic heart rip fatality and says Kano wins, you fucking beauty. I love that. I thought that was so great. But yeah, I like Kano. Kano was, even though cybernetic eye, you need a cyber, like if I think what they might do, like when when he fought Sonya at the end. And Sonya poured some shit on his eye that like made it explode. I think that might give him like a cybernetic eye, maybe. He might get a cybernetic one because it kind of exploded a little bit there.
Like he lost the Arcana, and so they just put it in cybernetic eye just to kind of replace it. It kind of I could see something like that.
Yeah. So and also he needs to use more knives because Kano uses like he had his knife, but
huge ass Bowie knife,
big ass Bowie knife,
butterfly knives.
but he didn't really use it when he fought. I was kind of disappointed. But yeah. So any other thoughts on Kano? I loved Kano. Kano was a surprise for me, in my opinion. No other thoughts. All right, so dope. So next big characters, then we'll move on to other characters after that we'll talk about briefly. So Liu Kang and Kung Lao I put it in one bracket because they're in the same tier of like just side characters. But Liu Kang and Kung Lao, Liu Kang played by Ludi Lin and Kung Lao played by Max Huang. I love Liu Kang. I thought Liu Kang was dope. I liked Liu Kang, even though he was pushed to a side character, which I didn't like, but from what we got with Liu Kang, I thought Ludi Lin killed it. I thought it was dope. And Max Huang as Kung Lao, I thought was pretty cool as well. I thought it was dope. Even though he's not in the movie for very long. So yeah, that's my opening thoughts. So y'all can chime in.
These two were like the most attractive people in this movie, and it was very difficult. I like came on the screen and I was like, oh my, like wow.
Like, okay,
I was like, wow.
You know what's funny? You know what? Like that scene where like Kano and Kung Lao are training, and you see fucking Kano, like not Kano, Kung Lao. That's like Liu Kang, fucking with his shirt off, just yoked. I was like, God damn, bro, Liu Kang got ripped for this.
Like they're so attractive, which very not has anything to do with their characters.
I literally,
he's swooning over here. Because again, so they get her a fan.
Again, I was watching this with my girlfriend, and then I literally heard, like once I saw Ludi Lin like yoked as hell, I literally heard her like oh my gosh, like
distracting. But it was fine. But I really liked both of their characters a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have liked to see more of them. I want Katana because obviously that's Kang's boo.
Yeah.
But I really like both of them. Yeah. I was surprised by how much I like Kung Lao because normally I really don't care about Kung Lao. Like he's very.
For the most part, I like Kung Lao, especially like in Mortal Kombat 9. I love him in Mortal Kombat 9.
I love when he did his hat slice.
Dude, okay, him doing the buzzsaw was phenomenal, and I love that because that's when I was like, okay, this is fucking Mortal Kombat. This is what I came to see, you know.
Yeah.
So
also, like Liu Kang's like dragon that like he used.
Yeah,
at the very end.
He also did his kicks,
the bicycle kick, but he didn't make the Bruce Lee noises, which is upsetting. But
I was just like, these I feel like though they weren't like on the screen very much, they were also pretty authentic.
Yeah, they were the most authentic. One of the most authentic.
Okay, yeah.
So
I have to say that Kung Lao was, to me, I felt like Kung Lao was more a good representation of his character than Liu Kang.
Liu Kang.
Well, yeah, Kung Lao really does that, like kind of like I'm kind of jealous, kind of an asshole persona where I'm like that banter that he has with him, like because Liu Kang's very composed and like correct when he speaks and stuff, and then Kung Lao is the complete opposite sometimes when he's too arrogant.
Yeah,
in his own head. It's like I'm the chosen one. Let's fight.
Because you can tell how arrogant he was because he always introduced himself as I'm Kung Lao, the son of the great Kung Lao, like every fucking time. So like, yeah I mean. I like Kung Lao was dope because they did literally like straight out of the game. Like they did the teleport, the buzzsaw, the hat, everything. And then Liu Kang, I thought think it was like fun fact. I wanted Liu Kang to play Ludi Lin to play Shang-Chi in the MCU. He was my first pick to play Shang-Chi. So when he didn't get that, I was like, okay, but he's getting Liu Kang. I was like, okay, I can see him as Liu Kang. A little worried, but it's fine. But overall, I thought he did a great job. They all did a great job, especially the fight with him and Cabal. Like the second fight is so great. Like, you know. But yeah, overall, like these two were dope. But like again, Kung Lao has to die because he's Kung Lao.
That was so. They could have killed him better.
They could have, but because in Mortal Kombat 9, didn't Shao Kahn kill him?
Yeah, I think he like snapped his neck or some shit.
Yeah, it was that was better. That was a better death in my opinion.
This one's like, Liu Kang, we gotta go, but he's right here, like 2 feet away from me. No, we need to leave now. He tackles him down. Like, all right.
And plus seeing Kung Lao do the buzzsaw, then after that, just
like right after the buzzsaw kill. What are you doing?
Dude, yeah, like do the buzzsaw, there's blood over him, and he's like, flawless victory. I love that. I was like, let's go! Like, oh man, baby! I was so happy. I think also, like, I think Liu Kang said fatality, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked it when they did that. Like, they like, guys, this is a video game movie because we're doing stuff in the games. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed Liu Kang. I really enjoyed Kung Lao, especially like when Kung Lao died, and then again he took his band and then wore it as the headband. Liu Kang.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's a cool touch to add to that. But yeah, good stuff. Ludi Lin killed it. Max Wong. Do you think Max Wong or Kung Lao will come back as like, because he always comes back as like a revenant. So like, that's my opening question for y'all. If you think Kung Lao is going to come back or not.
I think he will.
Okay.
I'd be upset if he didn't.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure. Just because they already went a different direction with the first movie. I'm curious how they would continue on that road.
That's true.
To throw in revenants, like maybe if Shao Kahn gets introduced and Quan Chi gets like Quan Chi, let's introduce him as the necromancer. We're gonna bring back those that died. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, overall great. Even though Liu Kang should have been like frontliner character because that's always how he's literally the chosen one. He's always the chosen one, not freaking Cole Yup. God damn it, Cole. I just can't do it. Like, okay, but yeah, I like this too, and I was happy. Even though in another universe, Ludi Lin would have been a great Shang-Chi, and I would have liked it. All right, so moving on to, I guess, other miscellaneous characters that showed up. Yeah, so again, we'll talk about Raiden and Shang Tsung, who, in my opinion, were so boring. Like they're the wet blankets, the most wet blankets going. Like there was no like personality within like their characters. There was no like. Oh
no, I get you.
Huh?
Yeah, no, keep going. No, I get you, man.
Like there was no logic to like how freaking Shang Tsung wanted to cheat, but then like Raiden's like, oh no, we don't cheat, we don't do that. But then yet again he cheated when he allowed Scorpion to come back.
Jesus Christ.
It's just like I don't know who I'm trying to look up the actors' names who play these characters Chen Han, who plays Shang Tsung, who's a well-renowned Chinese actor. Like he just he's Singaporean, but a Singaporean actor, and I've seen him in everything. He's in like The Dark Knight, he's in Captain America: Winter Soldier, he's in a lot of stuff. Like he's in a lot of movies.
Oh, that's right, he is in Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like he just was very flat in one of the most forgettable parts of the movie as Shang Tsung, and I feel like part of that is because like Hiroyuki's what's his name? Cary Hiroyuki. I remember his name.
Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa.
Originally, yeah, Takagawa. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa is iconic as Shang Tsung.
He's so mischievous. He's Shang Tsung. That's
mischievous. He has a personality and is funny.
Always has some shit up his head. He's got plans for plans. Like, yeah, he's got the charisma.
He has charisma. Like in this one, he's just like,
must do as my master forbids.
Yeah,
we now must go. Your soul is mine.
Your soul is mine. Like it's just, even though I did like when he said like, you can take whatever you want, but their souls are mine. I like that was cool. That was a good delivery. But other than that, I was like, and then Raiden was just boring. Like who's the actor who plays Raiden? I don't even. He was in the Thor movies. He played on one of the Heroes 3 and Thor.
Yeah. He was very inconvenienced to be dealing with people. It was like, you don't know your arcana. We were wasting time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die. I need you to figure this out.
Yeah, what's his name? Tadanobu Asano. That's his name. I don't know. I think he's Japanese. Maybe he's Japanese. Raiden. You know who I would have cast as Raiden straight up? Donnie Yen. Just put Donnie Yen in that shit. has the charisma. Is like has obviously the fighting chops because Raiden didn't even fight in this movie at all. Didn't even fight, and I was like, what the fuck?
Donnie Yen would have had to been like, yeah, you have to scrap.
Yeah, you have to. But can you imagine Chin Han, Shang Tsung? Like, real question, guys. Like him fighting in this, I can't.
No. See, that's the thing is, I feel like there's no way that these actors are like bad actors. It has to be the writing. Like,
it has to be.
They've all been in other stuff and they're like pretty good.
Yeah, like you could tell that like Asano and like Chin Han, like they were really like, okay, like we're just gonna do what we can with this script, even though the script is poor. Like, so they were done with what they were given, but yeah. I mean, overall, just like with their performances for me were kind of flat in my opinion. Even though Shang Tsung, like Raiden being the flat, even though like Shang Tsung had moments where like, okay, that's Shang Tsung a little bit, but other than that, nah, not really. But yeah, it's okay. I mean, he does have his staff. I thought Raiden's staff was pretty cool. I guess.
Yeah.
He made a barrier. I mean, that was.
You really got to try to give him some credit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he could have started his plan. Like literally, like why wait for Cole? Why when there were probably 100? There were probably like many other descendants with the birthmark. Why do you have to wait for Cole's dumbass? It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, Shang Tsung. Any thoughts on Shang Tsung and
Boo? Those are my thoughts. Boo.
Yeah,
do better.
And then we'll talk about the other characters. Obviously,
characters.
Yeah, Raiko characters. Raiko, Melina, and our boy Dude, Cabal's in a movie. Like I was so happy.
Yeah, bro. Cabal. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interject. Cabal had the most. Melina had more than Raiko, and Raiko had nothing. All he had was grunts and.
I know nothing about Raiko.
I don't either. I just like the fact that he's in here just to die. It's like.
Yeah. Also,
like, okay.
I didn't put her in here because she's irrelevant. Natara. She was only in here just.
Yeah. I was surprised to see Natara in this movie to begin with. I was like, why are you here?
What name she's from? Is she from Armageddon?
She's either from Deception or from Armageddon. It's in that era there that she's from. But like, they gave Cabal backstory. He's a black dragon. He works with Kano. Oh, they have some sort of history together. Okay.
He got injured, got burned. He's in an iron lung because of Kano.
Yeah. So you got to know him more, and then you have Melina because you need bodies on the other team as well. It can't just be Cabal and Shang Tsung, and that's it.
Yeah, I have nothing to say about Raiko because I don't know much about him, and I didn't really care. Cabal is great. I loved Cabal in this movie. I thought he was so much fun, just like how much Kano was fun he was. I thought it was great, and he had his speed, and he did his moves, and I loved that. Because Kaylah, because you're a Melina fan, you can talk about Melina, please, because I don't.
Yeah.
They did make her dirty. He has so much more to her than blindly following Shang Tsung. Melina's not the type to take orders, like, at all. Like, she very much wants to be Khan. She very much wants to be in charge. So the fact, I feel like there has, like, in my mind, she had to have been promised some type of power to even be a part of this, which they don't expand on at all. I did like her face expanding when she screamed. I wanted a better character design for her. Like, I really like what she looks like at MK11. A lot of people don't. That she just has the teeth. I like that.
No,
I don't know. Something about the lips and the teeth I didn't really like. Which no one ever agrees with me on that.
The thing is, I also I'm one of those people. I actually prefer the MK10 look than the new one that they
with the lips.
Yeah,
something about the lips feels weird to me, but I
think it's an interesting take on that. That's why I think it's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, either way, I don't really care, but there was just nothing to her, and but also if you have Melina, I feel like you need Katana.
Yeah, you can't have overall Katana at all. I don't think it works. Because there's so many rivalries.
The whole thing is that she's a clone of Katana and was made to be, because obviously Katana's a good guy, Melina's a bad guy. So she's supposed to be the antithesis, of Katana. So like you have both to understand their dynamic and understand why they don't like each other and understand why Shao Kahn and Sindel prefer Melina over Katana. Like there's a whole storyline, and she has a whole family that revolves around, and like literally her dad is the Khan. Like why is she taking orders from Shang Tsung?
I feel like it's, I don't know if it was implied or not, but I was getting the vibe of like, yeah, because Shao Kahn told her to follow Shang Tsung just for this specific thing, and then
which would make sense, but tell us that.
Yeah, they didn't tell us that at all. I also don't like her. I don't like the way like her costume. It's very dull. It's not a lot of purple.
Like all of it was very dull to me. Like she's supposed to be pink.
No, she's like magenta. I'll say it's magenta.
Magenta, pink. She's supposed to have color to her because Katana's blue.
Yeah. So
let me ask you a quick question.
What's up?
How would you guys feel if this character, instead of being Melina, was Scarlet?
Oh.
That would have been fine. I wouldn't have cared.
I wouldn't have cared either, but I love Scarlet though.
It would have made more sense.
That would have made more sense, yeah, if they saved Melina for the second movie. That would have made more sense. But granted, for Melina fans, she did her moves. She did the teleport. She did the teleport, grapple, then bite move.
Yeah.
So
cheap.
It is cheap, yeah.
I just are bad at the game.
But yeah, Melina, like those, the only standout when it comes to these three, it's just Cabal, and that's it.
Did Cabal do his spin?
He ran into Liu Kang. I don't think he spun though.
Okay.
But it's fine as long as he runs. I'm fine with it. Because he has super speed. I'm chill.
I hope they get him to take off his mask and do the scream or something. Like I
forgot he had that too. Yeah, he does have that. Yeah, word. Does he even have the scream in the MK11? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a brutality, I think.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, but overall, Cabal's the best. Melina's second because she's just there. Then Reiko's just Reiko.
Because she's better than Reiko.
Natara's not even on the scale because she's so irrelevant.
She was a fatality piece. That's all she was there for, was for that awesome brutality.
Because Shang Tsung hyped her ass so much. She's like, she's the deadliest hunter.
Isn't she so beautiful? Oh, look at her.
Gets bumped in half immediately.
And then I don't know if I remember this correctly, but was Kung Lao like happy that she was being sawed in half?
He was like, yeah.
He was like, yeah, you're fucking getting cut, bitch.
It was like it was the first time he had ever done that. Like it was more like he was like, holy shit, that worked. Like, that's what it looked like.
He even though he got his own corner, he's never actually tried to use it on somebody.
He's like, finally.
So yeah.
Word.
So yeah, we'll just go on to the next character, who's the last one we'll talk about, but Goro.
A waste.
Oh, he was a waste. But I feel like killing Goro, even though like I feel like it was kind of a move that could be a catalyst for the next one if they try to introduce something like Shao Kahn. It's like, oh, he killed my greatest champion, or like my son, gotta fuck him up. So that I think that's why they did it, even though there was no post-credit scenes, but it's whatever. But I thought Goro looked great. He looked a lot better than we saw him in the 95 version.
He did.
Oh, yeah, the animatronic.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, again, he was just here just to die. In a crappy fight, might I add, with Cole Young.
What's the girl character's name with 4 arms?
Shiva.
I was wondering if she was gonna be it, because obviously I believe they're of the same.
Shiva should have replaced Natara.
But she would have died then.
If you have Shiva, you have to have Sindel, because Shiva is Sindel's like right hand, like
That's
woman.
true. That's true.
And if you have Sindel, you have to have Shao Kahn. And if you have Shao Kahn, you have to have Katana.
That's true.
And to have Kano, you actually have to have Liu Kang and not off to the side.
Yeah.
We needed a different movie here.
Yeah, so Goro was there. He looked great. That's basically it. He was the here to die. Was he saved? Did Shao Kahn like take his body like he did?
Yeah.
No. Okay, just making sure. He probably will come back.
I feel like I should have been more scared to like for Cole. Like I didn't feel scared at all. You know what I mean? Like Goro looks like a vicious, brutal monster. Like he'll rip you limb from limb the second he has his hands on you. And I didn't feel like, oh no, Cole! Like, yo, get away from him. It was just like, punch, I'm gonna throw you. Hey, look, an axe. And then I'm gonna use an axe. I'm like, bro, you shoot fire. Like, what are you doing? I should be scared. And then
no, Goro doesn't do that. I think it's Santaro.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's Kentaro.
Yeah,
I'm mixing that up.
The Thundercat, yeah.
Excuse me. Still, he should have been like. I feel like he should have been scary.
Yeah, he was more scary than the animated movie, like Scorpion's Revenge. I thought it was great in that. Like he's more intimidating in that, where he really ripped Jax's arms off. Like
No,
that's a different story.
I understand that they couldn't do it, but I would have loved some. Maybe not, because people would have complained. But you know how like unrealistic Mortal Kombat can be, to where like they will literally rip someone in half as a fatality, but then they'll just come back.
Yeah.
Like I really wish that would have happened.
That's true.
Like they just rip someone in half, and then like the scene ends, and then they just get up.
They're just limping.
Like I think that would have been so funny.
That's true, but I don't really have anything else to say. That like he was in the movie and he looked good, and that's it. And he
it is what it is.
Kind of a waste. It's a very big waste, but yeah. So,
maybe he'll come back as Cyber Goro or something. I don't know what Shang Tsung's gonna do with him, but
no either. Yeah, but any other thoughts on any other characters that I missed? I don't think I got all of them right. I would assume.
Cole's family.
Who cares? Like, I mean, the mom was uninteresting. The daughter was kind of interesting. Like she was.
I was mad confused, bro. I thought that the little girl was his little sister for the longest. And then this girl shows up, and I was like, "Wait, that's your daughter, bro? You look like you're like 22."
She didn't look mixed. I thought that was like his child friend companion.
Yeah, like I was like, all right, why are you friends with this little girl? I'm kind of confused here.
Yeah, she was at the fighting rink, and in my head, it's like a fan or something, or like this like misfit kid that he kind of like has taken under his wing, like or like I legit thought she was like an orphan,
or like Steve is like a daughter figure.
Yeah, or like even his sister, or like something. Like it didn't cross my mind that she could be his daughter.
True.
She doesn't look at all mixed. Like Japanese. She looks like a little white girl. Which obviously her mom is white, so obviously not all half kids look mixed.
Yeah.
But like, I was just like, who is this child?
And yeah, it didn't answer that question for you.
That was his daughter. Like I don't even. It took me a while. I thought that.
Dad. I guess that's your dad.
Yeah, like I thought, like, oh, that's his girlfriend's daughter. Like I didn't even know who he is. Like
they existed in this movie, and like that's basically all I can say. Like, I don't know what to say about that. Like,
I think it would have been a really big power move if they died.
That would have been great. Because again,
I think that would have been a really good motivator for Cole.
It's the S.H.I.E.L.D bloodline for
members
to die.
Or again, bringing up the whole like if he transformed into Scorpion, like imagine they do die, like that would really mess up Scorpion, and that would send Scorpion on like a freaking bender.
Yes.
Word.
And then it could be a point where like Scorpion has taken because of that, and like Scorpion came to try and save Cole's family, and he doesn't. Scorpion like just takes over Cole's body out of like rage, and Cole can't get back out.
Yeah,
that is true.
And like
I'd like to see that.
Like that would have. I feel like we could have written this movie.
We could have literally written this movie, and then it would have been a lot better than what we got.
But we want to introduce this new character, Cole Young. I think everybody's gonna love him. No, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
No, get the fuck out of here. But yeah. So, any other thoughts on? I think
any other characters?
Nah, I think that's it. I don't. Whoever isn't that we haven't talked about, they're irrelevant to me. So. All right, so the fun part of this podcast, Easter eggs and references, because I wrote these down. I wrote these down because I really was writing notes on like each one I saw. So like the first one we get, right, is a fun little nod. So they said that Cole, back when Jax was talking to Cole, where it's like, oh, your birthmark, oh, like, you know, he mentioned that he fought a guy named Eddie Tobias.
Yep.
Which nod to
I was like,
Ed Boon and John Tobias, the creators of Mortal Kombat. I was like, that's fun. Stupid.
oh,
oh.
You know if you know. Yeah.
Exactly. And then, okay, this is what I thought was really cool because you don't really catch it at all. So when the Sub-Zero versus Jax fight, that dope shot that we saw in the trailer in the movie, where Sub-Zero catches the shotgun and freezes it while he fires. Yeah, sick. In the background, right, in graffiti, you'll see these graffiti and arrow that's down forward FP, which stands for basically down forward punch, which is Sub-Zero's first is the input for Sub-Zero's first fatality in Mortal Kombat 1.
Word.
So that's another one that I found. So then Sonya's headquarters. We got a picture of Nightwolf, who awesome because he's one of my favorite characters. I should have mentioned Nightwolf. I love Nightwolf. So we got that picture of Nightwolf as well as that statue of Kotal Khan that we saw in there as well.
Oh, it was a statue of Kotal Khan?
Yeah, word. Yeah.
On the wall?
Picture on the wall of Kotal.
I think I'm being silly here then.
Yeah, hold on. I'll pull up. Give me a second. I'll pull up the image of Kotal Khan.
Because I was like, after I saw the Nightwolf one, I was like, okay, there's gonna be some meat. I have to look everywhere to find these Easter eggs now.
Nah, because they weren't really that hard to find. Like they were like pretty in your face.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't really find an image for the Kotal Khan one, but yeah, it's literally like a picture of like a statue or like a bust of Kotal Khan's like face and head and all that stuff. So it's
okay.
There. And then I'll pull up for audience if they don't really know what Nightwolf looks like. But yeah, here was one with Nightwolf, and I was like, dope, Nightwolf.
Yeah, OG Nightwolf.
Yeah, OG Nightwolf. It says circle with Makata warrior because from Makata, the Matoka tribe, and Nightwolf was presence. Yeah, so there's Nightwolf in there. And then, so Raiden's Temple had a lot of them. So like Raiden's Temple, we saw a lot of murals. So there was a mural of Shao Kahn. There was a mural of Sindel. I think it was Sindel during the funeral of like the Adenian prince or her original husband. And then we saw some Goro in there. And we also saw a mural of Baraka. That was pretty cool. You couldn't really tell it was Baraka because he was drawn weird. He was drawn really weird, but it was a mural of Baraka in there. And then in the room, there was Katana's fan, which was, hey guys, you like Katana even though she's not in the movie? Here's her fan in here for something. Why would Raiden have that in his fucking temple? But it's fun. And then we got Shinnok's amulet in there as well. And okay, okay. You know that statue of Raiden that's in the temple? You know that the opposing one that's in front of him?
Is that Fujin?
It's Fujin. Yeah, I was like, that's sick. There's that, and then some mentions that let's see. Again, it's like when Kano kills Reptile. Yeah, Reptile's in this movie. Again, I always forget he's in this movie. He says Kano wins, and then Liu Kang says fatality, and then Kung Lao says like flawless victory. Bull Raicho was mentioned.
Yeah.
When Liu Kang was, and I also one of my favorite characters is Bull Raicho in Mortal Kombat X. It's one of the most OP fucking characters in that game, and I love it. So Bull Raicho was mentioned as well as my favorite thing they did in the movie, besides all of them doing their moves and stuff. Was Liu Kang spamming the sweep kick to Kano. I thought that was great. So yeah, those are all the ones that I saw that were Easter eggs, as well as the Johnny Cage tease at the end, which kicked me right in the ass, but it's fine.
You're gonna get him. You're gonna get him. That's a question actually for Johnny Cage. Who would you want Johnny Cage to be, Mikey?
Ooh, wait, like actor wise?
Yeah.
I was thinking, because I always think of like a martial artist first, Like if Louis Tan was Johnny Cage, I wouldn't mind seeing Louis Tan as Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
I would say fucking put who's a white martial artist. Put Scott Atkins in that bitch. Put
Scott Atkins.
Put Scott Atkins as Johnny Cage. I don't know. I
The
mean,
Miz.
Kitty was like, that's what Kaylah was saying to me earlier. She wants either Ryan Reynolds or The Miz, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Good casting.
Like The Miz is almost perfect there, my guy.
I know, but like, the thing is, like, again, I'll say this: if it was either Ryan Reynolds or The Miz, they have to step up with the they have to perform. They have to train for a year.
Let me see how old he is. Actually, I'm curious.
The Miz needs to be training today in various martial arts in order to play.
I don't think they've picked the actor for Johnny Cage yet.
No, and The Miz is 40. Okay.
I mean, he's a little too old, I believe. Right?
A little pushing.
Ryan is 44.
Right.
There was this dude. Chris, you remember in Mortal Kombat Legacy, the first season, the guy who played Johnny Cage in that one?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, his name is he's a martial artist. First and foremost, his name is Matt Mullins. He was if he was younger, I would have. He's a little bit he's a little bit older now, but I would have loved him to play Johnny Cage again. Thought he was great. He was really funny. In that movie, it was Matt Mullins here.
Okay, I was like, where the hell is he?
Yeah. Then Casper Van Dien from Starship Troopers played him in season 2. That was really cool. So I don't know. Johnny Cage is tough casting. It's very tough casting for me.
You need to take pompous asshole to the next level. You gotta make it funny too. Like I can't hate you.
Like wait, when any of you guys have a like besides The Miz and Ryan Reynolds, I don't really know who else I would pick.
Wild card.
It was like that to like cast people.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. But, we'll add this to the so we'll just move on because we're done with the Easter eggs and all that stuff. But
okay.
the what's next categories, like the theories, how we can like theorize and stuff for sequels. Obviously, they're doing Johnny Cage, so Johnny Cage is coming. Again, I don't know how they'll cast, but I don't know. We'll
from what I understand, what's coming up next should be the beginning of the tournament, since they stopped Shang Tsung from stopping the tournament. But then that also leads to the question: does Johnny Cage have a mark? Who did Johnny Cage kill?
Ooh, or he was just born into it.
They got marks.
Or maybe he just got a mark. How like Cole got a mark? He was just born.
Yeah, it was just passing the bloodline there.
Well, we know that Johnny Cage wasn't born with a mark.
No, like we don't.
This might be a different Johnny Cage.
I think it would be really interesting and like I don't know, not funny, but if Johnny Cage like got his mark from like accidentally killing someone, celebrities will like hit someone with their car and just like keep going, and like I think that would be like it would make sense.
He got his mark in a hit and run. That'd be so funny. Listen, Warner Brothers, we're giving you gold here. Like, I don't know. I mean, Johnny Cage is coming. I don't know who other. I would assume that most of the characters that Shang Tsung like brought that they killed that he brought that he made disappear are coming back. So like, I will definitely assume that Baihan's becoming Noob Saibot in this movie. If not, that'd be disappointing.
Better.
I want to see everything. I want to see the teleporting. I want to see the clones. I want to see brutality. Let's go, Noob Saibot. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Noob Saibot. I mean, listen. Even though
Mikey, you're gonna get over it, and you're gonna like Noob Saibot.
I'm gonna like it. I like how Noob Saibot looks as a character. He looks dope.
You've been holding this grudge for like 3 years.
No, I've been holding this grudge with Mortal Kombat 9. So when did that come out?
Hey man, don't get too attached to things.
Came out 2011. I've been holding that grudge for freaking 10 years. So
let me see. Would you feel like they're going to introduce Sindel at all?
Maybe it's a possibility. I feel like the stuff they had in the murals are gonna happen in the future. Like we're gonna maybe see Sindel, probably see Baraka, definitely maybe, hopefully, if not, I'll be pissed to see Shao Kahn, like in the flesh. I don't know, and I would hope that like everything they reference, like maybe we'll see Nightwolf, maybe we'll see Kodo Khan, even though Kodo Khan wouldn't make any sense because he's in like the later generation of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Wasn't Kodo in like Shao Kahn's like Outworld's like army though? I think at one point. I think that was
it was. They talked to each other about it. I think in the MK11, they were like, "You, the Khan, used to be like this lowly person. I hate you." And then
But if they have Kodo, they have to have his girlfriend.
Jade.
They need, as I said, like there were not a lot of women. I wanted more women kicking ass in this. So like Jade.
Literally, Mortal Kombat is like the epitome of like badass women.
True.
Who like I can't think of one woman who's like a woe is me, I need a man to like save me.
No.
They're all badasses.
None of them are like literally none of them.
Not a single one of them is like.
They're all like, you should probably run now. No.
Yeah, they're all like.
Hey, you're gonna die.
Like they're intelligent women. They're like you should be scared of them.
Facts.
And I was like that. All we got was Sonya and Melina, kind of, but not really.
True.
And it's upsetting.
I mean, I don't know. Jade would be dope. Scarlet would be sick. I'm a big Scarlet fan. I like Scarlet a lot.
It just made more sense because of the blood licking and this like assassin persona. It's like just make it Scarlet or something like that because like her story isn't really established. So you could kind of do whatever you want with it.
Yeah. I mean, I would prefer Cole not being in this movie, but he has to be, I guess, because.
Yeah, that's. Gotta get past that.
I would also maybe I'll definitely have Cole not be the main focus. Just have him be the sideline. Now focus on more Scorpion stuff because now Scorpion is now out and about. Now he's out of the Nether Realm, so do that. And again, maybe do Quan Chi, be like, hey, you can't actually do whatever you want because I own the Nether Realm, so you actually have to do what I say.
Never.
Even though I didn't make you, but it's fine.
I mean, I got a quick question then.
What's up?
For Shao Kahn.
Okay.
Do you guys feel like it would be a character who is somewhat similar to Darth Vader, where it's like one person is for show, but then someone else is like doing a voiceover, or will it be just like in the Mortal Kombat 2 movie? I think it was. It's just like the guy.
It's just like the guy.
Would it be like a CG character voiced over by somebody we know, or would it be an actual guy?
I don't know if it's a CGI
I feel like because like the thing is like because Goro's his son, right?
Is he his son?
I believe he is.
I don't know.
Whoa, you're losing my mind here.
Because like if he is his son, if I'm wrong, if I'm right, then like how would a regular man create that? You know, like. How did that happen? That would be my main question. No,
he's just like his top fighter.
Okay, gotcha. I thought it was his son, but yeah. But if he's just the guy, I mean, they have to cast a Rock. Fuck it. Because they have to be a big dude, you know? Like
How about all right? So then, if it was a CG, who would you want to voice Shao Kahn? Like whoever does it already.
Basically, like
that'd be cool.
Just have like the regular voice. That'd be dope. I don't know who the actor is, but I don't know who. I don't know who. Do you have a pick who like an actual another actor who would voice Shao Kahn?
Someone who has that darkness in their voice
and arrogance. Because remember, he has to do the ha 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 all the time.
True. You're weak. Some shit. Oh, that's a great question. Who can do that well?
Dude, Hulk Hogan.
Listen here, brother. I'm gonna suck your soul.
Freaking Hulk. Any wrestler, Stone Cold, any of them.
Oh my god. That'd be so stupid.
That'd be so dumb, but I'd be for it. I don't know, but yeah.
That's a hard question, honestly. I can't think of any people that have really like good voices for it.
Yeah. I don't know. But Shao Kahn having maybe CGI that would probably work better. He'd be more he needs to be like Darkseid. He needs to be like the Darkseid or like the Thanos of like the MK. He has to be like that threatening. So he probably honestly, if he doesn't fight, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him in the next one. But I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him fight till like the third movie.
See, like if Kung Lao was left alive and Shao Kahn killed him, then we would have been like, no, we liked him.
Exactly.
Last movie, fuck.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else. Like, what I don't really want to like see. We see the tournament. The tournament, we'd probably see more female representation. That'd be great. Develop more of the characters. Like, actually, like, do my boy right. Don't just make a new character to substitute my boy. Have that motherfucker be on the sidelines. That'd be great. Most of the stuff they tease, I want to see like Night Wolf, all that shit. Like, I want to see all that. Like, just go in. Just go in. That's all I want. Just go in, basically.
Word.
Just go
I don't feel like they would overload it too much with too many characters. Maybe just a couple crucial ones here and there. Like, definitely add Katana. Definitely adding Shao Kahn. And maybe Melina or Jade. If not, one or the other. Maybe Melina could be like well, yeah, she might bring him back to life or something. But like a
fun fact: Megan Fox wanted to play Katana in this movie.
I don't know if I'd have to see it. I'd have to see like a something.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd agree with that though.
No, absolutely not.
Would you rather have the actress who plays Melina just play Katana, play both, or just?
I think because a lot of the characters in MK are like face whatever, like the person who is Katana's face.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's an actress though, because obviously all they do is mostly voice acting and a lot of. But I think that would be cool.
If it was just the same actor, just playing both, it makes sense.
Yeah, if it's a clone, it's a clone.
Yeah. I don't really know like what else I want to see from this. I mean, just better writing. Obviously, like
yes,
please. Like better editing, please. Like, don't just edit this shit last minute like you did in this movie. Yeah, just fix a lot of the mistakes that you made with this one, and then just go from there. But like again,
if I was drunk and I saw this, I'd still be pretty like, yeah, this is pretty cool.
One request though. I think it'd be funny if he was in this movie. Put Stryker in this bitch.
Stryker.
Put the cop, the generic cop in this movie.
Do not put Stryker in this.
They'll put him in as a joke person, just like, hey, like you got in a ticket, sir, and it says Stryker on his badge or some shit. And it's like, all right, oh look at Stryker. All right, bye.
Taser against like Baraka. That'd be the funniest thing.
Yeah, some like wacky character. It's like, whoa, what the hell? All right, and then he gets his ass kicked. Oh, there goes Stryker.
Basically, I mean, yeah, but overall, just do better. That's all I gotta say.
God, I forgot about Stryker. Oh my god,
Stryker's. I love him. I like Stryker in MK9. I think
he's in MK9. Jesus
so
Christ.
But yeah, but anyone have any other theories that they want to talk about? Any other theories?
I feel like they're gonna try to make this a trilogy. I don't know why. Something inside of me is telling me a trilogy. So they might just get like the first half of the tournament done, if not before shit gets crazy at the end, where it's like versus Shao Kahn, and then save that for a whole movie.
They'll probably end it on a twist or something, and then like have you like have like Shao Kahn like fight in the third movie, like that.
Yeah.
To like build up that suspense of like, oh shit, it's fucking Shao Kahn about to step up, you know. Yeah, but Kayla, you have anything else you want to say?
No, I think it would be cool if they did it kind of like a Thanos thing, where it's like we're aware of him, we see him a couple times, and we know that he's the big bad, and it's like, boom, now we have to fight him at the end. But it also has to be like one person, and I don't want the one person that fights him to be Cole.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless they kill Cole.
They do when they did fucking, what's it called, Annihilation. They just kill Cole off in the beginning, like how they did Johnny Cage. That'd be the funniest. I would literally stand in the theater clapping because that'd be great.
That'd be too funny.
No disrespect to Louis 10, but like you just didn't do it for me, bro. You just didn't do it. But yeah, also Kaylah, if they want to do the second Sub-Zero, I don't know if they want to save that for the second movie or the third, but
they have to. Yeah. Come on.
But I feel like
I don't know. That's a very good point. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. That's a very good point.
Well, I don't know if they want to save it for the second or third, or if you want to do Kenshi would be cool. Like I don't want this movie to be like overcrowded and just like congested, but like just put characters in the bitch. Like
if it's gonna be 2 seconds for Kenshi, get Keanu Reeves just for those 2 seconds, bro.
Keanu Reeves is Kenshi? That'd be great.
Because they almost look exactly like if Keanu Reeves shaves. They look pretty goddamn similar.
That's true. Yeah, but I don't have any other thoughts. But so we can just like final thoughts and just close it out. I honestly don't have any other thoughts. I just wanted to be good.
No, you're cool.
All right, so I guess we'll just do final thoughts then. So, what would you give this movie out of 10? I would give this movie a 7. Okay, I'd give it fuck. I'd give this a 7. Nah, I'll give it a 6, 6.5.
You just don't want to agree with me.
No.
It's a total 7. And you almost said 7, but then you were like, "Oh, Kayla said 7, so I don't want to say 7." It's a 7.
It's okay. It's a 7. Fuck it. It's a 7. It's solid, even though it has problems. But it's entertaining. It's very entertaining, for the most part. But yeah, well, what was it, Christian? What we're rocking back and forth. What do you think?
It's not that bad. It's not. I give it a 6. I can't ignore some of the problems it has as a movie.
Yeah,
but I can overlook them as a Mortal Kombat movie.
Exactly.
So I'll give it a 6.
That's what I'm saying. Like, from a technical, like from a film standpoint, it is a 6. But if you're an MK fan and you like Mortal Kombat, it is a 7. Like, I can't ignore the editing. I can't ignore the bad writing. I just can't do it. Like, like
it's okay.
But yeah, so I will say this movie's good. Check it out. It's not on HBO Max anymore, but wait till it comes out on streaming or on HBO Max, like in a couple months or something.
Or just look it up online.
No, listen, we don't condone pirating on the Students of S.H.I.E.L.D.
What do you? We don't pirate it. I never said that.
Yeah, what do you mean? We don't condone pirating on the Students of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I mean, do that shit if you're not. Do what you got to do. But yeah.
Get on HBO Max.
So I guess we'll just close it out. Thanks for people who are watching this and will watch this. Thank you for Kayla and Chris for joining me on this 2-hour conversation involving Mortal Kombat. I enjoyed it. Yeah, because it's Mortal Kombat.
Ooh. Last question then, the closing question. What's your favorite Mortal Kombat game?
Oh fuck. Ooh.
Either 9 or X.
Interesting.
I don't really.
Honestly, I'll say this. I'll say the 11. I really love 11. Like 11's really.
I also like 11.
Like,
let me look at these.
Just because it's really fun and just like they do a lot of. My boy has a lot of stuff to do, in 11, and plus like again doing the aftermath stuff, which like they've never done that before. Like just like an expansion. I thought that was really cool. The guest characters are ridiculous. Like we got Rambo. We have fucking John Rambo in a Mortal Kombat game, and like and he fights against Spawn and Terminator and RoboCop. Like,
I love the fact that they have dialogue. I'm such a fucking nerd. And I love the fact that they get to talk to each other and just be like, "Where are you from? I'm from hell, jackass. Well, I'm gonna send you back." It's like, like I would never think this. This is awesome. I love you.
I think I'm gonna go with X. Because I loved the story for that and like all the introduction of like Cassie, Jackie, like all of them.
Yeah.
Like I loved them.
X is also pretty good. So I will like I haven't played I haven't played Armageddon Deception or Shaolin Knights in years, like a long time. So I
skip over Armageddon. Don't go to Armageddon.
Yeah, okay. Well, Mortal Kombat 9, I'll say for me it's like 9 and then 11, like because 11 has all of my characters that I loved in 9 except for Kenshi, but it's fine. Kenshi will come back in the next one. But yeah, so that's a good quote. That was a good closing question, Chris. Thanks for that. But,
no problem.
Yeah,
I gotta agree with it was definitely 9 for me
because
before that the only thing I ever played was Armageddon, And I was like, damn, like people were like, yeah, this movie sucks. Yeah. So I was like, okay. For MK9 came out, got to play as my goddamn guy, Freddy fucking Krueger. My last rant here. I really wish that Freddy Krueger was put in MKX and Jason was in MK9, because I can't imagine like the dialogue that Scarecrow has with characters in Injustice 2. Yeah. I feel like Freddy would kind of have with characters in MKX, and I would like, I want to hear him talk to people. Bring Robert Englund and have him do Freddy. I'm like, oh god, that would have been great.
That'd been cool. Right. That'd been cool.
My rant is over.
All right, people, check out Mortal Kombat. It's decent.
Go see the movie. Play the game. Play the game first.
Play the game. Also, check out more reviews because they're doing a bunch of other stuff like Black Widow, Loki, all that stuff over the course of the summer. So check those out. And yeah, we'll catch y'all later. Get home safe. Bye, people.
Peace.